He hears the cry of his children, the anguish, the brokenness. Come on, you know it as parents, don't you? Just this week, I'm laying on the couch reading a book. Oh, it's so relaxing. You can hear. Don't you love to hear your kids playing outside? Oh, they're getting along. It's great. It's wonderful. I'm sitting there. It's just taking it in. But then I hear crying. It sounds like somebody's getting beat up. Daddy, my little, daddy. Oh, that book, I threw that book to the ground. I almost broke down the screen door, and I took off the bike that fell on her, and I threw that bike, and I said, here I am. See what brought me there? It's the cries and saying, Daddy, I need you at some point. Church, you got to humble yourself and fall on the altar and say, Daddy, we need you. Daddy, we are broken. Daddy, we're calling good evil and evil good. We're a perverse society. We're leading our children astray. Oh, Daddy, oh, God, help us. And you go into anguish, and in that pit of anguish and despair, that's when God says, I hear you. I hear you. He calls us to intercede. Look at all the scriptures, especially in the Old Testament, dealing with intercession. He told the prophet Isaiah, he said, I saw there was no man, and I wondered why there was no one there to intercede for the people. Psalm, he said, therefore, he said, I was going to destroy the people had not Moses interceded for the people. What about Ezekiel? Incredible book of the Bible. He told Ezekiel, I sought for a man from among them who would build a wall and stand in the gap before me on behalf of the people, but I found no one. Listen, you can go throughout the whole Bible. When the walls of Jerusalem were torn down, the people were in distress. They told Nehemiah. The king saw Nehemiah's face. He said, what's wrong with you? This is nothing but sadness of heart. He said, the place of my father's tombs lies in waste. And he became a man who took on an anguish, and he fasted, and he made a difference. And Elisha took on this anguish. And Paul for the church, Paul weeping for the church, saying, oh God, he even said, I'd be accursed if you would save my people. And there's an anguish. Jesus, oh, Jerusalem. Did you know Jesus Christ wept over the city of Jerusalem? He looked over her and he said, I see when Titus is coming in 7 AD, I see in 40 years from now when he's going to wipe out this city, million Jews slaughtered, blood running down the streets. I can see it, yet your visitation is right here. Your Messiah is right here. Oh, Jerusalem, oh, I want to gather you as a mother gathers her children. But you were not willing. Pride of the heart. Pride of the human heart.